Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a bizarre incident between McLaren and Ferrari in a chaotic Friday afternoon in Singapore. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. Now, when you look at Friday, you can't really take into account free practice 1. It's a good session to get data in, but at the end of the day, it's held during the daytime, and the qualifying and Grand Prix are held in the evening. So really practice 2 is your more representative session, and well, there was a lot going on in free practice 2. I mean, for starters, the session was less than 20 minutes old when George Russell sparked a red flag with him going nose first into the barrier at turn 16, and basically with the barriers needing to be repaired, there was an 11-minute delay before we got back out on track again. But another red flag was brought out soon after, with Liam Lawson hitting the wall, basically exiting out of the penultimate corner, and on the run down to the final turn, Lawson hit the wall hard with the right hand side of his car, initially with the rear, before the front followed on impact, dislodging the right front wheel, and we saw Lawson stop his car on the entry to the pit lane. Now, those incidents put both Russell and Lawson at a disadvantage for the rest of the weekend. As I say, the running done in free practice 1 doesn't really matter, as the more representative session is free practice 2 in the nighttime conditions. And well, Russell and Lawson barely got to do any long running or short running, and with free practice 3 not really a representative session either, they're going to go into qualifying and the Grand Prix without really having full knowledge. And speaking about what happened on his end, Russell said, as quoted by Sky F1, "A bit of a weird one, to be honest. I'm not too sure what happened. I braked a bit earlier, went in a bit slower, but lost the rear. Thankfully I went in front end on and didn't do too much damage, but it was game over. A bit annoying. Sorry to the team for that, but better it happened today than tomorrow. FP1 was challenging, but in those early laps, I had a much better feel and the pace seemed much better. Not been our best Friday by a long way, but the Singapore track is always evolving and there's rain in the air, so I'm not too concerned." Now, following Lawson's red flag, there was another pause in proceedings. So with limited time left in the session, cars wanted to get back on track as soon as possible, and just seconds after race control signalled a session restart time, McLaren released Lando Norris into the pit road, but one garage down, Ferrari did the same with Charles Leclerc, and Leclerc went straight in to Norris in the pit lane, and Norris did try and take avoiding action, but he had nowhere to go, and after the Ferrari's hit, the McLaren ended up tagging the small wall in front of the pit walls, breaking its front wing. Now, obviously, this incident went under investigation by the stewards, and unsurprisingly, there's been a fine, with the stewards penalising Ferrari with a €10,000 fine. The stewards said in their verdict, "After a red flag period, several cars exited their garage. Car 16 was initially instructed by a team member to leave his pit box. At that moment, however, it was overlooked that car 4 was already passing in the fast lane, approaching the Ferrari pit box and directly into the path of Leclerc. The team member, who was responsible for the safe conduct of releasing car 16, misjudged the situation and gave unclear instructions to Leclerc, who could not see Norris's car. As a result, both cars collided in the fast lane. Having noted precedents for this type of breach, the stewards are of the view that this breach warrants a more severe penalty than previously applied, hence the penalty above is imposed." Now, I think the harsher penalty is fair. At the end of the day, Norris was in the fast lane, he had right of way, and Ferrari just released Leclerc right in to Norris. So yeah, as I say, I think the more severe penalty is fair. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.